They say that on the night of his awakening, the Buddha was visited by Mara, the god of illusion. Mara brought with him every weapon of suffering: fear, doubt, desire, guilt, and grief. He sent armies of demons, storms of fire, and finally, the illusion of self-importance. And the Buddha didn't fight him. He didn't run. He simply touched the earth, and the earth itself bore witness to his awakening. That moment, touching the earth, wasn't an act of escape. It was an act of acceptance. He met suffering face to face and saw through it. If God, or the ground of being, is love, then why does suffering exist? This question has plagued philosophers and skeptics alike. It certainly played on my mind. I've laid in bed at night thinking about how this can possibly be. Can there really be a divine nature of reality if so much suffering exists in the world? But maybe the answer isn't something that we can understand with the mind, because it's not an intellectual question, it's an existential one. When we lose someone, when we feel betrayed, when we feel the weight of the world on our shoulders, reason doesn't help. We don't need an explanation, we need transformation. The Buddha said that life contains suffering. Dukkha, he called it, or dissatisfaction, restlessness. But it's not punishment. It is the friction of life pressing up against the illusion of separation. When we resist what is, when we want reality to be other than what it is, then suffering arises. But that suffering arises within awareness. And the suffering cannot exist outside of awareness, the same as a storm that cannot exist outside of the sky. And when we see that, we realize that our awareness is not broken, and the pain or the suffering isn't us, it is just moving through us. In the book of Job, when Job demands to know why he suffers, God doesn't answer with a reason, he answers with creation, with the vastness of the universe, the wildness of nature, the mystery beyond comprehension. Maybe that is the answer, that suffering is not a mistake to be solved, but it is part of the great dance of being, where every joy and sorrow, gain and loss, light and dark, all move as one. As the Tao Te Ching says, when people see things as beautiful, ugliness is created. When people see things as good, evil is created. Do you see what this means? It means that suffering and joy are not opposites. It means they are reflections in the same mirror of awareness. Pema Chödrön once wrote, "When the world is filled with evil, or with things that you just don't want, that can all be transformed into the path of awakening." You could call this the alchemy of compassion. When we meet pain in ourselves or in others with acceptance instead of resistance, it transforms. It's like kintsugi, the Japanese art of golden repair. The cracks of life become illuminated, not hidden. Our wounds reveal where the light enters. Every experience of suffering whispers the same truth. Let go. Not to give up, but to give in. To surrender to what is. When we resist pain, that is what turns it into suffering. And then letting go isn't weakness, it is wisdom. The Buddha didn't conquer Mara, he understood him. He saw that even suffering arises within awareness, and the awareness itself remains untouched. What if God and suffering were never separate? What if every moment of pain was consciousness remembering itself, awakening through the experience of limitation? As Rumi said, the wound is the place where the light enters you. Maybe instead of asking, why do we suffer, we should be asking, can we love even here? Can we hold both the brokenness and the beauty and recognize that they were never separate from each other? Because perhaps suffering is not the opposite of love, but its invitation.